Hey friends, welcome back to the Procrastination Solution podcast. I am your host, Nilo Burke. I am a life coach and founder of the Procrastination Solution coaching program for women, where I help women overcome procrastination for good and achieve their goals. And today's episode, I'm super excited about it because it is one you may not have thought about before when it comes to productivity, and that is the role of community in productivity. If you've been feeling like your productivity is lagging or you've been sort of stuck in the procrastination cycle, I'm going to talk about a powerful way to break that cycle and actually get things done. Okay. So we often think of productivity as a solo mission, something we have to figure out all on our own. But the truth is that procrastination actually thrives in isolation. I could tell you so many stories about this relating to my own life, but if you could think about it, I bet you will find this to be true in your life as well. So I'm inviting you to stop and ask yourself this and just observe your own behavior, how you behave when you are around other people and how you behave when you are on your own, right? So again, procrastination thrives in isolation. And in order to understand all the hows and whys of this truth, we need to understand the role of community in order to break free from procrastination. So in today's episode, I'm going to explore how being part of a supportive community can help you stay on track and be accountable, which then in turn leads to overcoming procrastination once and for all, right? So I've got some solid tips for you and strategies as well as real life examples. So please don't skip ahead. You want to listen to this. All right. So why procrastination thrives in isolation? Let's talk about this. We often think we should be able to do it all on our own, right? As women, this is our specialty. We think we should be able to do it on our own. We see productivity as something that we achieve by being self-sufficient, getting our tasks done without anyone's help. But here's the thing. Humans are social creatures, and we are hardwired to thrive in connection with others. That's actually our superpower in many ways. When we isolate ourselves, our procrastination becomes even more entrenched, right? And why does this happen? Because there is no one there to hold us accountable, no one to encourage us. I'm not talking about people pleasing here, okay? So please separate the two. Accountability, true accountability from a supportive community is very different from people pleasing. I don't want you to appease other people around you by doing things that impress them as if you are the superhuman and you can do all things on your own. No, that is not the point of this podcast at all. Okay, so here are a few reasons why procrastination can flourish when you are alone, okay? So we have lack of accountability, no external motivation, and reduced support. I'm going to go into all three of these. So first, we have lack of accountability. No one is actually watching you or checking in, with you. So it's easy to skip tasks or push them to the side. And again, we're talking about a supportive community. If you have to put on your list that you're going to get a certain thing done, when we don't have accountability, it's really easy for us to give in to our humanness and to push things aside and say, I'll do this later, or I'll just skip this for now, right? Number two, we don't have external motivation. When you're working alone, you're often relying solely on your internal motivation, which can be unstable, to be honest. And that's the human in us, especially when things get hard or uncomfortable. It's the human in us to procrastinate on things, not to do them, to push them aside, to say, I'll do this later. The first thing that comes to mind when I'm sharing this with you is my college days. I used to get so much more done when I was in the library around other students. Even though I didn't know any of them, we were all there in the same space together working on the same goal. there was this unity that we shared. There was this unspoken sort of accountability, this motivation that was part of the environment, right? So having someone there is also important in that way. Another example that comes to mind is during the COVID years, when in 2020, 2021, working alone was so much harder than working with my peers. I was a full-time middle school teacher during those years, and it was really hard to motivate myself to sit down and get grading done or do lesson plans or reply to student emails. But in school, when you're around other teachers, the environment invites you to do these things. I am sure you can relate to this as well. If COVID affected you and your workspace, and, in a way that you were forced to work from home for a period of time, I am sure you can relate to this as well. So sort of keep this picture in mind when you're listening to this. When you're working on your own, there is no external motivation. And sometimes motivation is silent. You don't need somebody standing over your shoulder telling you what to do in order for you to be motivated or feel motivated. It's just the presence of other people. It is knowing that at some point somebody else is going to bring up the subject, or you are in an environment like a library or a coffee shop where you are working towards the same goal, right? Okay. Now, number 3, let's talk about reduced support. We all go through hard times, right? Obviously, we're human. When you and I are alone, we might not have someone to encourage us or help us navigate the emotional challenges that come with, goal setting and goal achievement. Even if the goal is to get the 5 or 6 things done that you have put on your to-do list. And again, the first thing that comes to mind is, my own coach. She is, not with me all the time. We have coaching once a week, and I have to wait until Wednesdays to bring things to her, that have sort of hindered me along the week. I normally email things to myself, or I'll text things to myself that have been difficult throughout the week, and then I will wait until Wednesday to get coaching from her. So when we don't have somebody who's supporting us or checking in on a certain goal with us, at least once a week, we are less likely to get that thing done. Again, you don't need somebody standing over you. You don't need somebody, to judge you or to make sure you have crossed everything off of your to-do list. It's about a supportive community that is there for you with a very clean energy and not at all, in a judgmental way. I don't mean somebody who is judging you that you didn't get things done or shaming you that you should have gotten more done or should have used your time wisely, quote unquote. So, just sort of keep that in mind. Separate what is supportive community and what is not, what is sort of like a toxic, group of people that you are more likely to do things just to appease or people please. So again, you've probably experienced this before. You might have put things off at work or delayed doing something for your business or at home, only to realize that your lack of progress is starting to feel sort of isolating and really frustrating. So let me give you an example here. Imagine you're trying to get a fitness routine going, but no one is there to check in with you or to celebrate your small wins, which is so, so important. You're more likely to push things off because there is no external momentum that is driving you forward. And, who's going to know that you skipped your workout? Who's going to know that you didn't meal prep? This is why we need, support to help us through the days when we need an extra push to move forward. Okay. Now, let's talk about how to build your own community. Okay. So you can join a group of like-minded people. You can create your own accountability partner or system, or you can work with a coach or a mentor like myself, right? Again, let me go into each one of these different ways for you to build community. Number 1, you can join a group of like-minded people, whether it's a professional group or parenting support group or fitness accountability group, you can join a handful of communities, even less than a handful, to get help, to feel like there are other people like you who are struggling, and to share ideas and read about other people's experiences and get ideas from them. I have a small group on Facebook called Nilo Burke Coaching Private Group. You are welcome to join it. It's free. I'll put the link in the show notes. But anyway, the Facebook, and your community offer multiple ways to get connected with like-minded people. And it's honestly a wonderful thing. You might have different groups in your community. You might have moms of such and such town, or entrepreneurs or small businesses of such and such town. If you have not explored this, I encourage you to go online and just look to see what is available in your community to get some ideas so that you can join a group that really resonates with you. Not every group might be for you, but just pick one that you feel connected to. Number 2, you can form your own group. So start by identifying a few people who would make great accountability partners. Your groups don't have to be big. This could be family members, this could be friends, colleagues, other people in your community, mom groups. If you're a student, maybe students from your college or university, you could set weekly check-ins or accountability dates where you share your goals and your progress. And honestly, this helps you stay motivated. It helps you stay on track. And it creates an opportunity for you to give back to the people in your community. Because when we are in a like-minded group like this, it's not just us that are being helped. Other people are also going to ask for help, and they're going to have questions. And we, of course, have our own personal wisdom to share with others, our own experiences to share. So then this actually ends up being an amazing exchange of ideas, where you can share what you know, as well as learn from your community around you. And finally, number 3 is work with a coach or a mentor. If you need extra support or direction, consider hiring a coach or working with a mentor. A coach like myself, who can help you, guide you through a process of building habits, of achieving goals, of setting priorities, or seeing your blind spots. So I'm saying this because my coach comes to mind again, because over and over again, I'm like, oh man, I didn't even know that existed for me in my blind spot. So my coach is, she's a business coach. So she coaches me as far as my, coaching business goes, and just other areas of my life. But mostly she coaches me in business. And she talks about different things like marketing and client relations and things like that. But it doesn't matter what area of your life you want to hire a coach for, you're always going to have blind spots. I always think, why didn't I think of that when I'm talking to her, right? I meet with her on Wednesdays and, get an opportunity to run my questions by her. And she points out different things that I have missed. So I think, why didn't I think of that? And it's because we don't see our own blind spots. Excuse me. And the longer I coach with my coach, the more she's in my head. I'm like, okay, this is what she would probably say, or this is what she would do. But I still have blind spots, like new ones, right? Because we as humans, we are constantly evolving and we are growing, and we develop new blind spots. We are moving forward in life. And so when we learn something, that's great. That's awesome. We put the lessons into practice. But then when we move forward, new experiences come our way. And so then we develop new blind spots. We need help with what's coming ahead. And so, all of this is to say that a coach is there to help you in ways you may not have thought was possible. As for me, I work with women who want help eliminating procrastination from various parts of their lives, who want to increase clean productivity. I'm not talking about toxic productivity. We're not talking about hustle culture. So they want to increase productivity in their lives and want to live more intentionally instead of always feeling like they're running behind or forgetting things or always catching up on projects and apologizing and giving excuses for why something isn't done for their job or things around the house. So I help in a variety of ways to find a solution that is right for them. And these women want to overcome procrastination one step at a time. They want to build a sustainable productivity system that can work for their unique lives. My goal is not to make my clients dependent on me for life. My goal is to teach them skills and then set them up in a way so that they can continue using the same systems and the same tools over and over again to meet their goals. So with that being said, if you are ready to join a community of women who are on the same journey as you might be, I would love to invite you to a consultation call. I'm going to put the link in the show notes. So click the link and schedule a call with me. So this call takes place over Zoom in a super stress-free environment. It is an absolutely safe, pressure-free environment. I give you an entire hour of nothing but value to help you figure out where you are right now and where you want to be. And how can we bridge the gap between the two spaces, right? So, what systems we can put in place so that we can bridge that gap between where you are right now and where you want to be, right? And then I invite you to work with me. And if it is something that you truly want to do, then I would love to work with you, right? All right, friends, thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If you like this episode, please consider sharing it with a friend and hit the follow button so you never miss an episode from me. I would also love it very much if you can leave a kind review and also let me know what you would like to hear moving forward. I have several episodes planned for you over the next few weeks and would love to incorporate your ideas into the mix. All right, everybody, have an awesome and amazing day. Until next time, thank you for hanging out with me. Bye.